and kind, a light that would not lag behind. They prayed for someone who would stay, and she arrived without delay. She was the answered prayer they missed, not loud or proud, but quietly kissed by storms that shaped her every thread. A living hope, a soul well bred. She wasn't what they thought they'd find. She came in silence, not in signs. But those who looked into her face could see the proof of lasting grace. She was the answered prayer, complete, not in the sky, but on their street. And when they wept, she knelt and cared. The prayer they asked, the one who dared. She was the answered prayer, complete, not in the sky, but on their street. And when they wept, she knelt and cared. The prayer they asked, the one who dared. She asked the things no one would dare. She challenged silence with a stare. But more than doubts or winds that blow, she held the key to what they'd know. She was the question, sharp and real, and still the key to all they'd feel. She didn't solve, she made them see that truth begins in mystery. She didn't give a clean, clear path. She let them walk But when she moved, the world unwound. A quiet eye, a trembling ground. She turned the silence all around. She was the storm they never saw. No rage, no cry, no breaking law. She didn't strike, she didn't warn, but left the world completely torn. They built their walls and shut her out. She touched them once and broke their doubt. No fury needed in her form. She simply breathed and was the storm. She was the storm, a force so pure. She shattered all they thought secure. She didn't ask, she didn't mourn. She walked through fire and became the storm. She was the storm, a force so pure. She shattered all they thought secure. She didn't ask, she didn't mourn. She walked through fire and became the They didn't know which part she'd be, the fierce unrest or calming sea, but both lived in her woven breath, the rage to fight, the grace in death. She was the storm and shelter too. She broke the walls, then carried you. A contradiction wrapped in light, a fearless peace, a gentle fight. They saw the fire They watched her bend in endless strain. Assumed she'd crack beneath the pain. But though she shook and though she swayed, she held the line that none had laid. She wasn't meant to break or fall. She carried more than she could call. And even when her world would shake, she proved again she wouldn't break. The silence held her steady hand. She drew her courage from the land. And every step she dared to make was born from grace they couldn't fake. Final, she wasn't built to bend and snap. She walked through fire without a map. And now the world can see her wake. She wasn't meant. She chose to not break. She wasn't built to bend and snap. She walked through fire without a map. And now the world can see her wake. She wasn't meant. She chose to not break. She wasn't built to bend and snap. She walked through fire without a map. And now the world can see her wake. She wasn't meant. She chose to not